Wrestling fans, today I'm not getting into any of the subscribing to the Facebook, to any of that. I'm not getting into it. You all know what to do about subscribing and to leaving a comment and all that. And I really hope you all do because it's much appreciated. But I'm not getting into any of it. Today we're going to be going over a topic that really has set with me for quite some time, and I just have not brought it to the channel. Some of my friends don't have a problem with this. Some of my friends think this is a great thing. And I'm sure that there is a portion of the WWE universe that thinks tremendous. WWE doing a great job. I look at it as WWE taking one of their pay-per-views, their biggest pay-per-view, and dwindling it, making it less important, making it like all the rest. What happened back in the early 90s, late 80s, WWE would have the Royal Rumble. What made that special? The Royal Rumble match itself had WWE Championship on the line, few tag team matches, and that was the Royal Rumble. Made it special because the winner of the Royal Rumble went on to WrestleMania. Jack Tunney usually made Hulk Hogan the number one contender, or you had Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan facing each other at WrestleMania, or you had 1992 Ric Flair winning. Things of that nature, right? Royal Rumble had special moments like that, or Bret Hart and Lex Luger. That's what made the Royal Rumble important and special. Over time, we saw things like Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, list goes on. SummerSlam. What made SummerSlam important? We saw the Mega Bucks taking on Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man Randy Savage, the Mega Powers. Then we saw such matches as the Ultimate Warrior and Ravishing Rick Rude. Move on, Mr. Perfect and Bret Hart. Matches go on. The list goes on. Galore. Bret Hart and The Undertaker. Shawn Michaels, the referee. The list goes on. Those were the things that made SummerSlam special. Turned into the biggest party of the summer. Then it turned into having a SummerSlam access. I get it. Have the biggest party of the summer? Whether you're on whichever coast, you have to have something for the fans to gravitate to have during that weekend. Survivor Series. What made the Survivor Series important, and still is, even in some fans' minds, it is the back burner, the worst pay-per-view out of the main four that the WWE has. Whether it is the Thanksgiving week tradition, whether it is the teams of five competing to see who will survive, whether it is the brand supremacy, whether it's champion versus champion. However you look at the Survivor Series, those are the things that makes the Survivor Series important, that makes us want to see the Survivor Series each and every year. And then we look at WrestleMania. WrestleMania. Why do we want to see WrestleMania? Why? For those of us that's been there, it's not just about WrestleMania. It's not. It's about access. The whole weekend could be about the Hall of Fame, if you like going to that, listening to the backstory. Could be about some of the other wrestling things they have going on during that weekend. Whether Jim Ross is in town and having one of his talk shows, or whether it's Paul Heyman Hustle having one of his talk shows. Something. Lucha Underground, some other type of wrestling event, or if it's some other type of huge special attraction going on, so we can have a meet and greet with some of the other wrestlers. You know, some WrestleCon going on. What makes it special that sticks out for WrestleMania? It is not just WrestleMania itself. And what has WWE done since last year? Australia, Saudi Arabia twice, and now I see on WWE.com and on Facebook them advertising Royal Rumble access. Is it any of the pay-per-views supposed to stand out to WWE anymore? Is their biggest show of the year supposed to stand out anymore? Or is it all about the almighty dollar? Seriously. Absolutely ridiculous. Some I know are going to praise this from top to bottom. I know Becky Lynch has already sold out her access meet and greet. Okay, and I get it. Have to have stuff for the fans to do and fans to have fun during Royal Rumble access, during the Royal Rumble weekend. But coming from somebody who has been to a WrestleMania, okay, and likes history of the wrestling product and takes history of the wrestling product important. Pay-per-views should stand out alone. Royal Rumble should stand out by itself. WrestleMania should stand out on its own. SummerSlam, Survivor Series, all of them. They should all have their own identity. Royal Rumble, pretty much with having its own access, you can pretty much say it's WrestleMania now. And you can pretty much say it is. And you're not going to tell me it doesn't have the biggest stars, because we're going to see the same stars outside of maybe Kurt Angle and The Undertaker at WrestleMania. That's it. And chances are they'll probably put Kurt Angle in the Royal Rumble matchup. So what's the difference? None. Zero. Caprande. Some might say, well, Royal Rumble hasn't had a big venue yet. San Antonio, they had a big venue. Yeah, sure, it wasn't 100,000 people or 70 something thousand people. It was 60 something thousand people, though. Close enough. And that's what WWE had back in 1990. So think of it that way. Okay. Pay-per-views should have their own identity. And WrestleMania, as fun as that weekend is not any more special now than any of the other pay-per-views. When you talk about the big four, the next thing we know, Survivor Series will have its own access, because they will want people to have something to do Survivor Series weekend for this. You all let me know what you're thinking in comments below. I just saw that, and I don't know, it really caught my attention. It really, I don't know, bothered me a little bit, because if all these big shows in Saudi Arabia and Australia, and I'm sure Japan will come next, and China, and wherever WWE else wants to land it, then access at the Royal Rumble, that sure did too. That was the cherry icing on the cake. So let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. I'm getting out of here. See you for Raw review this coming Monday, the Go Home Show 2 TLC. And hopefully it will be better than the last 2 weeks of Monday Night Raw. Catch you on the other side.